multiple weapons, weapon expertise, technique, weapon assignment on a separate skill. I understand Barbarian can be a little bit intimidating to play, but this is the season for you. In this video, I will explain you as for a 4-year-old kid. Barbarian just got as simple as possible to play. And in this video, I will cover the early game, the leveling, 0 to 50, 50 plus, with a Barbarian and how easy it is this season. We will go through the skill we use and also through the rotation. The huge change in this patch for Barbarian was the changes done to charge. First of all, the base damage was multiplied by 10 basically, and even at level 1 your charge will do 250% damage of your weapon. And the second big change what they did is for this rune, it used to be a requirement that you need to hit the mobs against the terrain, against a wall, against something, for the cooldown to take place. Now they removed that part, so all you need to do is just hit enemies. So basically that means whenever you charge into a crowd of enemies, you will get 9 seconds cooldown, which will almost reset your charge instantly. And the skill rotation can't be easier than that. So basically what you want to do when you start leveling, be it wall tier 1 or wall tier 2, your main aim is to get as fast as possible to charge. And the beauty of all these buffs is that the buff was applied to the main skill, so you don't need any aspects, you don't need a good weapon, you don't need anything. All you need is the skill. That's why Barbarian, I think, is one of the fastest leveling class in this season. Alrighty, we will go through the skill tree. So when you start, you take a base skill, you invest first 2 points. And I strongly recommend Lunging Strike, just because Lunging Strike gives you a lot of dash and mobility, basically. Free dash, and it's very easy to chase enemies. It's very easy to chase goblins actually with it. Even when they run, you lock them in with left click. That's it, he will not go anywhere. You will always charge into him and get him. And we invest only 2 points, no need to go in for third rune. You can take other things as well, but I strongly recommend Lunging Strike. Then we move down and we will take one of the core skills. I went with Upheaval, and I will cover a little bit later why I went with Upheaval. There is a very nice synergy with charge there. But if you like Hammer of Ancients, for example, or if you like Double Swing, and I mean in the game the skill, or if you like Whirlwind, you can easily do them as well. Though I would stay away from Whirlwind, it's the weakest one. Quota and Double Swing are close. In my example, I went with Upheaval. So you put your points in Upheaval and you wait until you unlock this node. So every point before this node you put in Upheaval. You go all the way and you go to the Furious Upheaval, which will give you charges up to 6 times, and then you'll do a big upheaval. So basically the gameplay will be you Lung Strike 6 times, and then you do one upheaval, one biggie, and you obliterate. It's a great area of effect, and you'll get the feeling. It's quite easy to play. Once you unlock this node, defensive skills, here we will take Shouts, so you'll take Rallying Cry, and we invest only 1 point, no need to upgrade them. And we go all the way. Here you can go both ways. If you feel that you are low on Fury, you can go on with Rallying Cry. And it should not be a problem Fury, so then you can get some Fortify, which is nice defensive boost. After that we unlock the Challenging Shout, and here you can stop like at the second node. You don't even need the third one, but you can go to the third one as well. Choose whatever you like. It doesn't really matter. All we need is to have the shouts in place. Eventually you'll go to Brawling skills, and here as soon as you open it, of course you go in charge. First point here, second here, then you go into the third one, the one with cooldown, and all the rest of them after that you invest here until you get 5 out of 5. It's very important to get it maxed out, because every point will be a huge boost in damage. You will see you'll just charge and you will obliterate the whole screen. After that, it doesn't really matter. Like the next points, we don't take anything from weapon mastery. So all you do in that interval, you can invest in different passives. For example, I like to go here with max life. Also, I got some mitigation against the elites, but it's all up to you. This is just an example. You can go with my passives that I chose. You can choose whatever you like. It doesn't really matter in the leveling process. Trust me. Charge does it everything. And all you do the shouts, you put the shouts on... at that point, you don't have this one yet. But the first two, you put them on auto cast, you charge and do upheaval from time to time. If something remains alive, of course. Next, after that, we will unlock the ultimate skill, and here again, we don't go with Wrath of Berserker in leveling, because I think challenging shout, this one, is much more reliable and viable during leveling. Later, mid-game, we will transition eventually to the Wrath of a Berserker, or maybe we will keep both and we will give up on Lunging Strike. But for the start, for leveling, keep it away. It's a long cooldown and it gives you quite a little utility, especially that charge will do huge mega blasting damage. So you will not need this buff. What we can do here is take the quite useful passives. This one is quite useful, and then this node you can max out as well. And all you wait for in that at that moment is to unlock the key passive. And key passive is very important here. We have 3 out of 4 that are good, and you can go with other of them. But for leveling, the most consistent one, I think it's Walking Arsenal. Because Unconstrained might be a little bit more damage, or maybe not a little, but more damage, but it's very hard to maintain permanent Berserker while leveling. We are not there yet. We need some cooldowns, we need to work out the build a little bit, we need maybe some aspects. And leveling we do without a single aspect. We don't need any aspect. If something drops, fine, but you don't need anything. All you need is yellow gear or even blue gear, and you just slice through like a knife through the butter. Trust me. And then Unreal Bridge, Unbridled Rage, Unreal Bridge, Jesus. Also is good. It's quite easy to maintain the Fury, but the big problem is that it's only for core skills. So it will work for Upheaval or Hot or whatever you chose, but it doesn't buff Charge. And Charge is the main damage dealer for us during leveling. That's why we go with Walking Arsenal. And also, it might seem hard to master it, to maintain, but it's very easy actually. So basically what it says, whenever we use this one, then these ones, and this one, on each of them we get 10% damage increase, multiplier, for 10 seconds. Even better, easier to maintain. And then also, when we have all 3 of them active, so we get another 20%, and also 20% attack speed on top of it. And you would say like, oh, swapping weapons, like you have to do with all 3 different. It's easy. It's not like you have to literally swap them or do like W like in D2. No, all you have to do, we have 3 active skills that we will use, which is Charge, Lunging Strike, and Upheaval. We will have a concrete order how we do it. And because of that, all we need to do is to set for each skill one of the weapons. So as you can see here, we have for Charge, we have a slashing weapon, then we have a bouldering one, bludgeoning one for the Upheaval or for your Hota, whatever you choose, and then we have a dual wind for our Lunging Strike. And all we have to do after that is just to rotate within them, so to use them within 10 seconds, which is very easy because it comes natural. You don't have to think about it or to keep track of it. No, absolutely not. It's very easy to maintain. How you assign it, it's basically middle button on your mouse by default. So basically you press on your mouse wheel. And before that, on default, it will be auto select. And auto select is fine. As you can see here, auto select is fine while leveling, just before you unlock your key passive. Before that, you don't touch that. Leave it on auto select because it will auto take the highest damaging weapon. We will change a lot of weapons during leveling, so it will auto select the highest damaging one, so that's cool. we need to select them manually, to set them manually as soon as we open the key passive, because then we want to take the full advantage of it. And once you have that, you are set. Everything else, all the points, the next points, you just put in passives. So you have to max out charge and your core skill. That's it. Then these ones you put only 1 point in them and unlock the necessary runes. Now, rotation-wise, all you want to do, so basically you find a pool, several enemies, or it's a single target, doesn't matter. Usually you want pools like 3+. You charge into them, try to go through them. You can just take them and smash into the wall. I was calling that on stream like the bear hug. You just hug them, run, and just smash, crack their ribs. Very, very satisfying. If someone remains alive, you do an upheaval, because whenever you charge, for each enemy hit, you get 1 point here for the furious upheaval. So you don't need to charge 6 times. You can charge 1 time 6 enemies, you'll get 6 stacks straight away. That's because of this synergy I took upheaval. So you charge in a big pool, and your upheaval will be straight away to 6. You do the upheaval, and then usually you'll have like 2 seconds or 3 seconds left on the charge before it comes back. So in that time, you just do your lunging strike, a few of them. And that, first of all, like might finish off the enemies. Also, it gives you additional stacks for upheaval and activates the third thing of the arsenal. Okay, let's see it on practice. So we put the shouts on autocast and numlock basically. Then you can see we have the mobs. We charge. Straight away you see 6. Most of them died already, but you can see 6 stacks here already. And if anyone survived, we would have upheaval, and then we would do a couple of flanking strikes. This is your arsenal things, and whenever you hit with your weapons, you will see that they will go orange. Like, let's see. For me now it's different because I have extra ranks on it, so I have it at level 9. You get some on items and stuff, and then your cooldown is very low. Like we shred 9 seconds with each charge, so the actual cooldown now is 3 seconds and 3.24 seconds, which is very low. And it can get even better. That's why you want to maximize it. But let's say again, have enemies, we charge, and they died. Damn it! And they're like 3 levels above us. Okay, we charge again. They die, you can see, and the charge is already up. Charge, dead. And don't worry about my aspects and stuff. Okay, we go. We'll have some better enemies here. So we wait. So we charge, then we do upheaval, and then you can see I have 1 second cooldown. I do a lunging slash. All 3 are active, so we are getting maximum bonus from arsenal, and I don't have to think about it. You just rotate through the skill. Charge. If it's not, we long strike again. Charge. Upheaval. There we go. All 3 are always active, and that's it. And that will be your gameplay basically. The beauty of it again, you don't need any aspect. All you need is just yellow gear. Here I put all the aspects just in World Tier 4. You can get to World Tier 4 without any aspect. Easily peasily. I did it. I did the capstone very early as well. All you do is like again, shouts on autocast, you do 3 shouts, all on autocast, charge, upheaval, a couple of flanking strikes, or 1, it doesn't matter, until charge comes back again, and you repeat, charge, upheaval, flanking strike, charge, upheaval, flanking strike. That's it. Easy peasy. Aim is in mid-game. Once we are getting some cooldowns and we are shaping our build, with time we will get to the Wharf of Berserker, and then we will swap to the unconstrained key passive, because then it will be very easy, especially with the martial glyph that will give us an additional cooldown. It will be very easy to maintain Berserker 100% up or almost 100%, and then this key passive will be more damage. But that's for mid game and towards end game. We will do a separate video when we get there. For now, let's keep it simple. This is your way to get to 1 to 50 and to World Tier 4. Pet-wise, put whatever you want there. It doesn't really matter. If you want, I can show mine, but season theme is trash. Like, you don't feel it at all. So the whole beauty, the whole joy of this season is the charge barb. So season theme is charge, is not the pet himself. And one little note that I remember now, whenever you fight a single target, say a dungeon boss or something, this is the target, always, for the best practice, don't try to charge through him, because bosses cannot be moved. Usually when you charge, you take everything with you, and you hit you hit them in the end. But because bosses and structures you can't move, you will not do maximum damage if you go through them. The best strategy is to charge just before them. So say this is the enemy, you'll charge like here, and then charge at the end, has a striking cone, and it will do maximum damage. It's very, very similar, if you remember, in Diablo 3 Raikor Barb, and I'm not talking about the latest Raikor Barb, but first iterations, when Raikor used to pull one of the runes used to pull all the enemies, so you were pulling the whole map with you and killing. It's exactly the same now in D4. It's Raikor Barb from vanilla Diablo 3, basically. Very, very fun, very satisfying, and I strongly encourage you to try it out. If you didn't start with a Barbarian, leave whatever you started and do a Barbarian first. Trust me. And to fortify your just acquired knowledge, there is my stream where I leveled from 1 to 50, and you can see exactly how I did it. You can see the joy, and you can just copy it if you want, like approach-wise. Good luck, start a barb, don't waste your time, and let me know how it went. Cheers guys, see you.